Kevin, the opening of the second half, that 20-4 run, obviously that was probably the difference in the game. What happened there?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that they've done really well over their last 5 games is, continue to put a lot of pressure on you in transition. And I thought we did mostly a pretty good job in the first half of trying to stop their runs, but they've been doing it the last 5 games, ever since they put Mitchell in there. He's kind of changed their gear. He doesn't score that much. He doesn't he just does so many of those stuff. And Zuby's just phenomenal. So, to only be down 1 and we came out in the second half and we just, two quick turnovers kind of killed us.
Keane only played 9 minutes in the second half, struggling with turnovers when he's out there. What were you seeing from him tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Cade and Bryce, Matt, freshman, sophomore, against grown men, that's something we have to. That's why Dev and Tyler play well is because they're grown men. They're physical, capable to play against a St. John's, where I think Tyler, Bryce, and Matt are all still trying to figure out how do I play when I play against a physically dominant team, and we've struggled against physically dominant teams for that reason. So, he's not gonna. He was out there working hard. It's just sometimes it's just not your night.
Do either of you feel that when you're out there, their physicality and their experience? Does it feel that way?
I mean, they're an experienced team, full team. They like to rebound, especially offensively. And we just got to do a better job of continuing that.
Kevin, for Duke to hold his own against Zuby, almost get a double-double, what does that say about his progress and what he needs to do more?
Yeah, I think Duke had a good game. So.
Coach, to follow that up, you kind of played small in the second half. You had Matt out there at the 5. That kind of was sparking some kind of, offensive and defensive kind of little runs there, a 7-0 run at some point. What did you kind of see from that small lineup against St. John's?
Yeah, I mean, they were switching Zuby, and you got Mitchell who's big, you got Hopkins who's played power forward and center before. So just to go small and try to space them up and give guys a little bit more driving angles in there, to try to get some more shooting out there. So I thought the guys did a good job of attacking switches, but again, like some of the things that hurt us in the past hurt us again tonight. We gotta continue to clean that up, which we do on the road. We just don't seem to do it at home for some reason.
Coach, what has impressed you the most about the way your team has looked so far during Big East play going into tonight?
Yeah, I love the way we've played on the road. I really have. These guys have played with really toughness, unselfishness. We just haven't done that at home. I don't think we've played selfish. I just don't think we've played with the same toughness and the same togetherness that we have on the road. And some of it's not really having a ton of home games, and some of it's a new group and young guys trying to learn how to play the same way when you don't have friends and family and girlfriends in the arena. So it's one of those things. It's a little bit of a learning process. This group is they have a great attitude. They work hard. We're going to have some bumps in the road. It's it's part of conference play.
Overall, what do you think of the atmosphere tonight?
It was great. It's really my first time being on that side of it, so it was great.
I know you're probably not like a moral victory guy, but you're down 16. You got a young team that hasn't had a lot of experience in a game like that. To cut that down to 6.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean these guys. I love coaching these guys. I do. They're a great group to coach. They're a great group to be around. We're not at the level where we're going to pitch a shutout. We have to play. We can't give up 50 points in the second half. We can't give up 9 offensive rebounds in the second half. We can't come out and turn the ball over 3 times. And that's all learning. That's all part of the learning curve a little bit. And that's me. You got to sit back as a coach every once in a while and realize that there is a process to this, and it's sometimes you got to play bad to go back and watch film and kind of pick it up, because we did some things in the second half late defensively. It just made no sense. It was like
Coach, can you talk a little bit about their size
if you're gonna cut me off,
underneath?
no.
About their size underneath and ability to get to the basket, how much of a difference that made?
Yeah, they had 9 offensive rebounds. It made a big difference.
Devin, you've played in so many big games, big programs, big atmospheres, tough teams like St. John's. Nothing new to you. The coach was saying some of the younger guys, it's new to them. What can you do to help those guys? Like, what would your advice be to help those guys so they're, for the next time they're in this kind of atmosphere, they'll be ready?
It's honestly just an experience thing. As they play more games in atmospheres like that, they'll get better. We have great players. I have great teammates. You know, it's not a talent thing or nothing they can't do. It's just they just gotta get used to it, and they will.
And their press was causing some trouble, especially for some of your younger guys early in the first half. Seems like they adjusted a little bit to it. But what's the key to trying to tactically to handle a tough press like that?
We just gotta keep getting better day by day. Every day in practice, working on being physical with each other, and we'll get there.
Kevin, good data points for you in this game. This is, you know, you've beaten some good teams, but this is probably the best team you've faced so far this season. What do you kind of take away big picture wise?
I think St. John's is good. I think Michigan might be a little bit
Oh,
better.
sorry. Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
But I don't think St. John's is too far behind them, to be honest with you. I think they played preseason. I think it was a pretty good matchup. I think with Hopkins and Mitchell out there and Zuby, that front line is, there's ladies in it, that front line is a MFer. It really is. You know, it's something that I think, you know, you got Jackson, you got Sellers out there, you got two really good guards, but that front, like a front line like that is different. And it's something that, again, I have to adjust to a little bit better. I gotta make better adjustments, and just because we're getting killed on the glass, we kind of kept it close at Michigan until they just played volleyball with us. That's kind of what they did in the second half with us.
Kevin, you talked about you know, the struggles against very physical teams for the young guys. What can you do to cut into that besides just age and experience?
You know, it's like when you open up a bottle of wine. If you open up a bottle of wine that was just bottled, it sucks. But if you wait 3 years, you let it age and you let it mature, it's usually really, really good. And that's what I'm about ready to